some treats? Step over here. Yes, a little closer, please. Don't my dearie, if you know what's good for you. I like those slippers. Bring them to me now, my little pet. What do you mean there's no more candy, my fine little morsel? Well, just look at you, my little darling. What a fine little tart for Halloween. Come this way, my little cutie. I won't scare you. Let's just share those treats. Over here! Yes, over here! I've got a secret to tell, dearie, so don't be afraid. Welcome to our place. We've been expecting you for dinner. What? You want some treats? Step over here. Yes, a little closer, please. I like those slippers. Bring them to me now, my little pet. What do you mean there's no more candy, my fine little morsel? Well, just look at you, my little darling. What a fine little tart for Halloween. Come this way, my little cutie. I won't scare you. Let's just share those treats. Over here. Yes, over here. I've got a secret to tell, dearie, so don't be afraid. Welcome to our place. We've been expecting you for dinner. What? You want some treats? Step over here. Yes, a little closer, please.
So as usual with all of my review videos, I'd like to just go ahead and start this video off by saying thank you to everybody who voted on the poll on what type of remake video you wanted to see come back to the channel from Season 1 of my channel. This was actually kind of a surprise because I didn't expect the Cottage Coven Witch to honestly get as much traction as she did compared to the Alien, but I really appreciate it, and again, this was honestly a treat for me, and I hope it's a treat for you all. So I'm going to try not to talk near as much as I used to in a lot of these videos, because I know a lot of you all did mention that you wanted the videos to be a little shorter, which I completely understood. But I always like to go all out, and I like to just kind of give my opinion, and I like to also give every camera angle I possibly can on these guys, because these are masterpieces. They are works of art, beautiful works of art, made by Gemmy back in the good old days when I was a kid. Now this is the Cottage Coven Witch. She was made in 2010, sold only at Target for 1 year, and she is quite a rare witch from the Gemmy Witch trilogy. Now she, as you can tell, is in really decently good cosmetic shape. The one thing that if you are new here to the channel you may have noticed is that my Cottage Coven Witch does not have her original broom. And that's because the guy who gave this to me did lose her broom, or I think he broke it. I don't know. I just know that he did not have the original broom, but he was gracious enough to give me something that would go with her besides just nothing at all. So I was very happy for that. Personally, me, I actually like what he gave her. I thought it was kind of nice. It's not a broom, and I'm going to try and see if I can find me a witch broom for her to have. But for now, I can at least say that this Cottage Coven witch has something that she can hold, and I honestly really love what he gave me, because he gave me that beautiful fall holly there with the pumpkins, and I think it actually really blends well together with her character, with the green and the beautiful vanilla color all over her dress, which just, in my opinion, looks all out fantastic. This is during the time when Gemmy started experimenting with the buildable animatronics, or their own version of buildable animatronics. And as you can see through the setup portion of this video, it was a very simple process. There's only one cord you have to connect. There's 4 leg poles, a base, which is flat, and I'll get to that here in a minute. And you also have the simple body, the big part of the animatronic, which is the body, which goes on top of the leg poles and the base, and then you attach the head. That is it. It's not like SVI mechanisms. This, like I said, this is when Gemmy was deciding to start making more buildable animatronics and was starting to experiment with, I guess I would say, more affordable ways of trying to still produce really good animatronics. Now, during this time, there were some animatronics that had a very unique style of speakers. There were a couple other animatronics during this time, and this witch so happened to be one of them. This witch was one of the few animatronics that Gemmy used with these very loud and scratchy speakers, but it's honestly kind of cool, because it's what makes that series so unique, is that there was only a small line of animatronics that had unique speakers. The speakers did not have any volume control, but they did have a very good range of sayings, and they also had a very scratchy sounding, I guess, speaker, you could say. And honestly, it's kind of cool. And she's not easy to come by, only because she was sold that one year and they never sold her again. So honestly, I'm very thankful to have her in my collection, and I'm very happy to have obtained this. I know my buddy Darcidius also has one, and he is a witch fanatic. If you all love witches or Gemmy witches, he is definitely the channel to go check out. He's all about witches, so if you probably had any more questions, he could probably answer them for you. But without any further ado, let me go ahead and give you all a quick close-up of this witch, and then we'll cut the video from there. So, to start off with, this witch definitely looks really well. It has the original Gemmy face mold for the witches, which is what everybody loves. Sadly, though, they did not implement a mouthpiece, so this is normal. They just kept it latex, but it holds up pretty well. But sadly, no, she has no mouth movement, which was kind of bad in my opinion, but I mean, I guess when you're trying to make budgets meet, you have to cut out a couple things. But she has the original face mold. The eyes are still plastic, but they are very beautiful. They don't move, but I absolutely love the color they used for it. The whole hat here, it's a little up. I've been trying to readjust it, but it's just not wanting to stay up. But the hat here is actually very beautiful. I love the beautiful vanilla shaded clothes fabric that they use for this, with the beautiful flowers on it. It's really nice, and it's actually made out of a really thick material, so it keeps it stood up. There's no wiring in there at all, actually. And if there ever was, then the guy took it out. But as far as I'm concerned, she has no wiring up here to keep the hat standing up. And that was one of my biggest issues I had with her when I was doing my Halloween display last year, was that the wind kept knocking the hat down, so she would kind of look a little goofy. But besides that fact, the lining goes down to here and all the way down, and she has a nice line on her dress, and her wrist cuffs here, they look very nice. And as you can see, along with that, they topped it off with some spooky cloth, I guess you could say. And it's a very beautiful spooky cloth. It's like a spiderweb kind of spooky cloth with a nice design pattern to it. Same goes here with the hat. I love this part of the hat that they put this over the face, because it makes it look a little more sinister almost, you know. And The Gemmy witches have never been super scary, but they have definitely been very realistic looking, and I can give Gemmy credit for that. They did a phenomenal job with the face mold and with everything that they did here, with the detail. It all looks really good and it blends well, and it looks like, to me, what I would assume a real witch would honestly look like for Halloween, and I have to admit, Gemmy did a good job with that. Right here you can see, again, not the original broom, but I did love what he gave me here. This is the beautiful fall holly, and it just sits there in her hand. There's no bottom to it. It's kind of like a feather duster almost, which kind of makes sense in some sort of way because it's a Cottage Coven witch. So when I think cottage, I'm thinking, you know, maybe she's dusting her house, and that's the kind of story I kind of like to come up here with her on. Going below here near the base, you can see that this is not your typical Gemmy base. This is when they decide to start making flat base models. There's the cord right there. All you just have to do is plug that up and you're ready to go. But this is when they started making flat bases. The flat bases are nice in a lot of ways, but they're also very flimsy in my opinion. But I do think it does add to a more realistic effect. And if you are willing to put this girl in your yard, then I would say that you could honestly, honestly allows for a better realistic display. The sensor is right here, and if we turn her, if I can without knocking her over, because this board is a little flimsy, you can see there's really no controls, and I don't believe there's some in the back. I'll show you all the back in a minute, but there's no controls. All there is just the cord that you put in here, and it even says Target right there. And then you have your old Gemmy logo right here, and if I can, I'll shine a flashlight on that real quick. Yeah, it says here, Gemmy Industries, made in China. And then it also has this right here. I don't believe it has the year, sadly, but it does have the trademark logo on there, and I love it. So again, I don't think that there's anything back here. I never really opened her back, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so this is all that's here to control the sensor. If you don't want her to stay on, you can put that here. She has room for a try me button, so there was a way for you to install some sort of button mechanism for her. But besides that fact, she doesn't really have a try me button that is built into the base. And that was the only sad part about these flat-based Gemmy models, is that these did not have the try me button. So it was kind of like you got a little less. But I don't believe the prices were any less either. I think they were about the same. But the detail overall looks good, and it looks like a true, genuine Gemmy prop with the good head turns. And she even says, like, I believe 7 phrases, which is insane to me because normally animatronics from Gemmy only say around 5 or 6, but 7 phrases is pretty good. And like I said, she came from this line of these animatronics with the scratchy voice speakers, so it's kind of interesting, honestly. And there's some detail on the hands real quick if you all just kind of want to see how much detail they put into this, because it's honestly really insane how well Gemmy how much detail they put into these hands. You can see they look very real, honestly. It would have been even cooler in my opinion if they had maybe added some painted nails. I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion, but I think it would have looked even cooler. But maybe it's too girly in my opinion. I don't know. I think it would have looked cool, but I think it still looks regardless awesome. And anyways, that is the Cottage Coven Witch remake video. I hope you all did enjoy this video. Please let me know what else you all would like to see from me. If you all would like to see another remake video of season 1, do let me know, because there are a lot of videos I would like to do remakes of. And if so, let me know in the comments below. But anyways, you all, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. If you did like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button for the Cottage Coven Witch. I always try to upload weekly, never try and disappoint. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. This is Jimmy Bones, signing off. I will talk to you guys in the next video. See ya!